Welcome back to the Tomahawk. I'm Mike. This is Matt. We've got two games to talk about today. The series versus Columbus, which was first one was a multi-goal shootout affair, and the second game was much more tighter. Let's start with game one. Would they win that 6-5?
6-5 shootout.
6-5 shootout. Yeah. So don't let the score take away from the performance of the goalies, because they actually did play pretty well, but there was some really good play by both teams. Notably, I will say that Lankinen let by a couple, I would say a couple bad plays, but not many bad goals. He's trying to play the puck. He doesn't look like a very good puck handler. It's definitely something of his game that he definitely needs to work on. But other than that, the penalty kill was horrendous in that game too. I believe they surrendered 3 goals. So if they could have tightened it up a little bit, it would have been a blowout for the Hawks. And tight play by a lot of players, and obviously Patrick Kane has been playing phenomenal. I can't really say enough about him. You know, playing back and forth. And actually they had an interview with Colliton, and he was talking about head coach Colliton. He was talking about Kane's play away from the puck. And he says that Kane is telling other players, trying to push and lead other players to play more away from the puck, because it creates opportunities for them offensively. Obviously, like it did for him. I'll get to that later. He had a play today, a huge play today that they could have got a goal on, but they didn't. And but what do you think about Kane's play, man, back and forth?
Hart Trophy. He's been the best player in the Central, best player to his team. If we didn't have Kane, we wouldn't be as high as we are. Obviously, he's 4 points. Big points, and tonight, another big goal, and I think he's the reason why we're winning these games, and it's rubbing off on these youngsters.
Yeah, it is, and even comparing these two games, the first game being 11 goals, and then this game they won 2-0, and it seemed like the first period was all Columbus. I think the Blackhawks only had 3 shots in the first period. Second period, they had 15 shots, I believe, 15-4, and then they finally scored by a Kane goal in the third period, about 10 minutes in, and then and they didn't have any costly penalties tonight as well. So it seems like they locked up the game tonight. It looks like Columbus locked up their game too. They had a costly penalty by Roslovic with 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left in the game. Yeah. It was a huge backbreaker because he tripped Dehan going after the puck, and
he tried to skate through four Hawks, and unnecessary. Yeah,
it did.
Tortorella looked under that mask. He looked pissed.
Yeah, he did. You could just see it in his eyes.
Yeah,
and But like I said, it's like you said earlier, it's a statement game today, and some really big effort by the Hawks. What do you think, man?
Yeah, great goaltending from your backup, I guess you could say, Subban. I mean, anytime a guy
sits tonight,
he sits that long and gets thrown in. Columbus is a pretty good team. We're kind of evenly matched, and getting a shutout against that team, we've been having some high-scoring games with this team, and he made some big saves. That second period save where Zadorov turned it. Yeah, he turned the puck over, and Zadorov ended up rocking that guy just after he passed it. And I think Subban threw the blocker up and made a huge game saver.
Yeah, he did. He played incredibly well. I'd like to. I was hoping that Lankinen would get the start tonight, and then Subban have an opportunity to maybe get a series of his own coming up
with Detroit.
Coming up against Detroit. But getting him in, I guess. I mean, I understand it. He has been sitting for quite a while, but I would have liked to have seen him come out for 2 games straight.
How do you think Delia feels, man? I mean, this has got to be tough,
Yeah, he had an opportunity. He had an
Yeah,
opportunity,
yeah.
and he did just
It's
as bad as Subban did.
yeah,
The problem is that Lankinen came in, and
yeah.
he just looks so much more poised in net.
He does.
I mean, even tonight, Subban. I mean, he was all over his net a few times. And he
Yeah,
loses his crease. Quite a bit. But he does play the puck better than Lankinen does.
he does. Well, he got the shutout. He got us a win, and that's all you can ask for in your backup goalie.
Right.
It's not really flashy. He kept it simple tonight, and it helped us.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I like him too. You could tell by the
Yeah,
players when they were congratulating him after the game that it looks like the team in general looks to be pretty tight. They look to be like a group of guys that are growing together and maybe believing in each other, and hopefully it turns into guys playing for each other. I would have liked to have seen more of a response from that kind of late hit that I think Savard put on Kane in the last game, third period.
yeah,
But at the same time, there's no kind of an answer back as a win, and ultimately they got the win. But I would have liked to have seen them stick up for Kane a bit more. I don't think we really have anybody unless you want to call, Hagel
yeah.
our guy.
Well, Kane had to take matters into his own hands on that one. He gave him
Mm-hmm.
a good two-hander, but that was a dirty hit. There's no reason. If
No
you see
reason
numbers, you can't be doing that.
no reason to even touch him, and
And,
he was coming in fast too, man.
I mean, that's the type of defenseman you want on your team like that. That's Savard. He's a mean dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like that Gudis. Yeah, that
Radko
guy's.
Gudis.
Oh, I'd be scared shitless if I was dumping that puck in and you got this guy coming at you like you're hearing a train coming. You know you're going to get hit and it's going to hurt.
Yeah,
But that Savard reminds me of kind of like a version of him. But when you see the numbers, 88, come on, you can't do that.
yeah,
And as far as Subban, I mean, I like you said when they were all congratulating him. I mean, even Lankinen and him. You got two guys competing for the same job, and they're cheering each other on. That's great to see because
right.
that reminded me of Ray Emery and Crawford that year.
Yeah,
Ray Emery was awesome that season, and I'm so glad he got to win a cup with us.
yeah.
And you like that. Your goalies get along, and you don't want any bad blood going on.
Oh yeah, especially
That's
between
just
goalies.
yeah. I mean, I think a couple of years ago, I got the vibe with. Remember Huey and Hobby Bullen? I think Hobby Bullen was like, what the heck you signing this guy for? I think it threw him, it was kind of like a surprise.
Yeah,
I was surprised too. I'm like, geez, okay, we're going for it. We're spending like $12 million on goaltending,
yeah,
and it caused a lot of drama. And then we ended up losing Hobby Bullen the next year, and then Niemi comes out of nowhere, kind of like a
yeah.
Lankinen, and then more drama, and then
Mm-hmm.
Huey's mad, he's lost his net, and we're investing all this money, and then we lose Niemi, and then
Yeah, and then Ranta comes
it
up.
was just Ranta, we had
He played
Turco,
great.
Crawford. Yeah, that was a great little. We had three goalies that were at one time. We had Crawford, Ranta, and Darling.
Right.
And I think Darling was just playing so well that we had no choice. We had to get rid of
Oh
Antti
no,
Ranta.
Ranta was gone
I think they
that year
were. I think Crawford was hurt, and we had Ranta and Darling.
because I thought we traded Ranta to Phoenix.
No, we traded him to the Rangers.
Mm.
We'll have to look it up, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we'll have to
sure
look
we
that up.
had those guys, and we had three solid goalies at the time, and it was just and they were all just good goalies for us, and that was the year we won the cup.
Right.
And I think we ended
That's
up
got to
getting
be
rid of him.
2013, right?
Yeah, we ended up getting rid of Ranta, I think, that summer to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played behind Lundqvist and got his opportunity in Phoenix finally.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's kind of bounced around ever since then.
Yeah.
So, What else do you got, man? Who else do you think stood out to you other than Brandon Hagel? He's had some great effort out there. He's still doing the same thing 100% every
Yeah.
line. It's hard to not say what we've already said before. It seems like we're getting a consistency amongst the lineup with effort and play. I will say Bolquist played pretty well today. He didn't stand out. He didn't stand out in a negative way, but he didn't stand out too much in a positive way either. So I would say he held his own and played his position well. And what do you think about Domi trying to pick on Ian Mitchell?
Oh, I texted you that as soon as this guy got traded to Montreal, he's no longer Mr. Tough Guy to me. And picking on a rookie, come on, Mitchell. Come on, dude. Enjoy the fourth line.
Yeah,
so,
no kidding.
I hate that. You know who I noticed today? I thought DeHaan played great today. I thought he made some really smart passes, and he got that pass to Kane,
right?
That long pass. And, I mean, the play in his own zone today was great. I mean, even Foley mentioned one where he turned his head and looked, and his partner had a guy coming, and he just made a little pivot, turned the whole play around, and created a scoring chance.
Yeah.
I thought he was good today, and really impressed with Mitchell, just, stepping in and finding open ice, playing good D. Zadorov, like we said, when Subban had to make that nice save, he turned the puck over again, and I just think he as soon as he gets the puck, it's gotta, let's go, move it. Don't try to skate it, because it's happening a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm the only one saying it. So
I like seeing him take shots, though.
I like seeing him hit too. And he ended up killing the guy, but the pass was already made, and thank God Subban threw that blocker up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think the defensive play really shored up in the second game compared to the first game.
Yeah.
And Carpenter's been playing pretty decent as well.
I was going to say that fourth line, and Carpenter, for the price of this guy, he should be like re-signed for at least another 2 years, because it's hard to find a guy that commits well with penalty killing. And I think our last penalty killer that was awesome was Frolik.
Yeah.
And I mean, we ended up losing him because he wanted more money, but Frolik had more offense in him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Carpenter is kind of like a veteran on this team. He's got, I think, 200 games played, they said.
Oh, wow.
Or was it 3? I mean, that's a lot compared to like these rookies we got. They're just, they're under 50,
games
under
in.
20. Yeah. So I think that's huge for his price. He plays pretty hard every shift too, like a Hagel. I mean, he's not as fast, but he gives it his all, and it's good to see guys like that.
Yeah, it is. I like the fourth line.
So do I.
And I'd like to see Kurashev looks like he's trying to break through, but I think that he has a lot of positives.
Yeah, Kurashev had some nice passes. From Kane to him, they were just bouncing on him. The last second he'd get possession, it would hop over his stick, and I'm like, oh man, this kid he's so close, and he's skating well too. He's finding open lanes, and he's another hustler. I think even Suter looked pretty good tonight too. He was kind of finding the puck. And the one thing I wanted to say about Columbus, I didn't notice Patrick Laine tonight. Was he scratched?
No, he was playing. I saw him, but he wasn't too much of a difference maker tonight.
I honestly didn't hear his name once. It's like he was a ghost. I noticed Foligno a lot today.
I did.
For a guy
I did
his
too.
age, he hustles too, and he's diving and stopping guys from shooting. He works hard. He's a good leader for those guys.
He is.
Underrated.
I noticed Foligno a lot too, and I noticed Laine at the beginning of the game, and as the game went on, he kind of just disappeared a little bit.
I
think he had a couple shots on goal.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't get benched. I mean, the guy's been good. He's been scoring a lot of goals for these guys. I mean, he's not going to score every game.
Yeah.
But seems like he's on a short leash with Torts.
Yeah.
About his two-way play.
It might have gotten a talking to after the game.
I hope he doesn't want to get traded again.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be a quick one.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. You got anything else for tonight?
No, we got Detroit next.
We
And,
got Detroit.
hopefully Kaner gets that 400 and push on to the next 500. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man, it would be. That'd be great.
That's a guaranteed sealed Hall of Fame, even though he's pretty much guaranteed
yeah,
now.
he's
But
guaranteed now.
usually that club, you're in the next year.
Yeah. The Hawks have Detroit coming up, which is going to be big. That's going to be a Saturday-Sunday game. There's no break in between these two games. And then after that, they've got Tampa. And and we're really going to see what's up when they play Tampa this time.
Yeah, these are very important points. These are must wins. We're probably going to see Subban again, probably the second game. Just unless, some goalies like to play back to back, but you don't want to risk injury.
Yeah.
When it depends. It depends on the goalie, I guess. I know Marty Brodeur used to play back to back Lundqvist, Luongo, and they want to be in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the games to look out for. They're coming up within the next week. And no word on Taves yet. No word on Siebes. So nothing on the injury front yet. But all we could do is really just hope for the best for these guys. I heard Kirby Dach is making progress, but he's only skating and he's not doing anything with his hand, which is obviously the right call. And hopefully these guys can get healthy soon, and we'll take it from there, at least from the injury front. So we will be putting out another one coming out next Sunday or Monday on the we'll have to do it Sunday because that's the last game. So everyone stay tuned. We've got more coming for you. Keep watching the Hawks. Keep rooting them on. And this is all that we got for you tonight. This is Mike and Matt. We're out.